It was a global campaign, and I kind of overshot, and I believe I quoted them like close to 50 grand.
And I feel like you'll have a lot more success with networking in that way. Instead of, like, people are super busy. They don't want to go get a coffee with you.
Can you just send us the video not color graded, and we're gonna give it to a colorist? And then I saw what the video looked like after they colored it, and it was terrible. And I was like, y'all missed the mark on this.
This is like a brutal truth that editors need to hear, myself included.
Wow.
Hey, what's your name? What type of content do you create?
What's going on, man? My name's Kostas Garcia. I'm a lifestyle content creator, podcaster, and also educator, which we do together.
Yes, we do that together.
Super fun.
My name is Brayden Figueroa. I go by B Figgy on
Nice.
the internet. I'm a filmmaker, podcaster, and I own a production company called Blue Stripe. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Dude, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Sunday.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I was like, do we podcast at our house or do we podcast here? And
We're deciding to switch things up.
Yeah, I mean, this is a new set. We're on the Creators on Creators show. Look at this.
Cue cards and everything.
Beautiful.
We got to get some cue cards for our show, huh?
I need these. This
Feels way more
makes it
official.
so much more official. Now, what led you to start creating content, and how has your experience been so far?
I've been creating content for, I want to say, about 10 years now, Brayden, which has been quite a journey. I actually fell into it by being in front of the camera first, before even kind of picking up a camera and making content myself. So I was on a show called Teens React back in the day. Shout out to Fine Bros. That kind of started my journey as to creating content on YouTube. Was on that, then did another YouTube show called Summer Break. So that was my intro into like the YouTube social media space. Really enjoyed it, found a love for photography and filmmaking, and then decided to make my own content starting in college. Started making YouTube videos just for fun about any and everything, and then since then have dialed into more of like the photography and video space within my content, lifestyle stuff. And been doing that for, I want to say, close to 10 years now, which has been super fun, and getting to do brand partnerships has been a really cool thing, and yeah, that's kind of my journey a little bit.
I started in the fitness YouTube space. I wanted to be a YouTuber, like so badly in college. That was like, you know, I was seeing people doing it, and I'm like, man, I really am not loving school.
Yeah.
Doing okay at school. And I just wanted to be a creator. I'm like, this is like the route that I want to take. And I remember a sorority had hit me up because I was making YouTube videos just for fun, probably had like 200 subscribers, and they're like, we'll pay you to make our recruitment video. And I was like, you'll pay me money to make your recruitment video? And that's when everything just kind of changed, because I was like, oh my gosh, this thing that I really just enjoy doing for fun could potentially be a job, and I was getting killed in human physiology. So this was like a perfect gateway into making money with the camera and realizing like I could do this. This could actually be potentially sustainable. And that first check that hit my bank account was absolutely electric.
What'd you get paid?
I got paid. This is a funny story. They said that they had $750, and I was like, I want $1,000 to do this recruitment video. Never have gotten paid for a video. And they're like, we'll do it for $750. I was like, I'm so busy right now. All these other client
So many
projects.
clients,
I just have so many people calling me that I can't make this work for $750. And then 2 weeks went by, and I was like, yeah, I really messed that up. And then randomly I was thinking about it, and they hit me up like, would you take $950? And I said, I think I can squeeze $950.
They didn't have that extra $50 for you?
That's what I said. It was like $50. And that just kind of started like the trajectory. And then I got a job at the University of Oregon, started working for the Ducks, left that, started a company my senior year of college, and we were making like videos for all kinds of different brands, real estate agents, small brands, food brands, you name it, we're making it. And then I got a job for the Lakers for 5 years, spent some time there, and then left to start another production company. And
Amazing.
Now I'm a podcaster too.
Yeah.
On the weekend.
Love that.
Come on. Okay, off the top of your head, what is your favorite brand collaboration? And in a few words, why?
I would say my favorite brand collaboration was a partnership I did with Fujifilm about a year ago. I got to go to Tokyo to help release and make content around the X100 VI. The camera at the time, the X100 V, had been blowing up on TikTok. It was sold out everywhere, and they built all this hype around the new camera. So I got to go to Tokyo for 6 days completely free and got a free camera and got to meet some incredible creators, got to see where they make the Fujifilm cameras at their headquarters. And that was probably like the coolest experience I've had through content.
That is an electric trip.
Yeah.
Brad, I want to go to Japan with Fujifilm.
Aren't you you're going though, right?
I don't think I'm gonna end up going this year because now we're going to New York. So now I'm gonna go some other time. But my favorite brand collaboration is when I went to Austin with Facebook. That was super fun.
Yes.
They flew me out for the weekend.
Was that for South by?
No, it was just like maybe it was during South. I can't remember. But it was this last year, and so fun to just like get flown out, have your hotel, everything's all covered. You just walk in. All my friends live in Austin, so it was fun to be like, oh, I'm here for work.
Dude,
for work.
Whenever the travel is covered by a brand, you're like, I'm living life.
Yeah, this is great. I'm getting paid to be here, and they were like, I just had to make a reel. It was so fun. Got to meet a bunch of cool creators, and just hearing other people's stories about how they're doing it, what their business makes up. It's just very fun anytime you get to connect with other creatives.
100%. All right, question for you.
Tell me.
Do you prefer complete creative freedom or a big budget?
Is there a happy medium answer?
I mean,
I'm gonna go. I mean, everyone likes the big budgets, but I think that creative freedom, there's something to be said about being able to just kind of like let your vision play out in an ad or in a film or whatever it is that you're making. I feel like that's something. I feel like there's a happy medium there where you get paid a fair rate, something that you really enjoy, and then you also get to do what it is that you want with the project.
I'm gonna go big budget, and then you take all the money and make a spec project and have complete
that's chess.
Creative freedom.
That's chess, not checkers.
And I just don't think people are thinking like that these days,
A tight turnaround or delayed payment?
I'm gonna say delayed payment, but using Hydrant from our good friend Jack Cook. And give them the 5% and get the payment as soon as the contract's signed.
Brilliant.
Shout out Jack Cook.
Brilliant. I'm gonna go tight turnaround because after my years in sports, I don't necessarily mind a tight turnaround, and I'm not doing a lot of the editing these days.
There you go. You're thinking smarter.
So I'm like, yeah, let's just turn around and I'll pay my editor more money.
Yeah, no, that's a benefit of working with Blue Stripe is that we do about an hour to 2 turnaround time.
Yeah, we can do 30 minutes. You need it the same hour. We can make that work.
Incredible.
Okay, segment number 2. This is quick fire round. Okay, are you ready? Edit on your laptop or edit on your phone?
Edit on my laptop.
Laptop every day of the week.
Unless I'm editing iPhone photos, then I'm using Tezza.
Me too. I do that too. Is this an ad?
Dude, I'll just plug all the brands I use.
Okay. Shoot S-Log or Rec 709?
S-Log 3 for sure.
S-Log 3 every day of the week.
And then I'll plug another thing. So S-Log 3.
Yeah.
And then shout out Sam Newton with his Gamma.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Color grade or straight from the camera?
Color grade for sure. I've messed around with DaVinci a little bit. And shout out Chris Baladeras. He's really taught me how to do a little bit of DaVinci color grading. He's so good. But color grading in DaVinci specifically is so much better than Premiere. What about yourself?
I just throw a lead on it and call it a day. Won't even lie to you guys.
Yeah, we can tell. Okay, let me ask you this. If you had to lose one piece of your kit, tripod, camera, laptop, phone, what would it be and why?
I can't let you take charge. You skipped a question.
My fault. Yeah, you're right. Long form or short form content?
Long form is king in 2025 and beyond. I think there's nothing better to further a connection with your community. And
I'll give you one better. Long form
podcast.
Repurpose
long form
to short form.
505 podcast.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is. Okay, if you had to lose one piece of your kit, what would it be and why? Lose one piece of my kit.
Okay, how about having all of your camera gear on you and then having your car broken into downtown LA and losing all of it at once? How about that? That happened to me.
How about insurance?
Yep. Okay, if I had to lose one piece of your kit, tripod, camera, laptop, phone. Oh man.
I just can't do without the phone. I could do without a tripod. It'd really make me upset because it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I could live without the tripod. I'm going without the tripod. I can be a human tripod, just like.
I'll get rid of the tripod. Or maybe if I had to lose one piece of my kit, maybe I'm losing the ND filter. Like
I just could never. That's what you're gonna lose?
Yeah, why not?
I'm losing the tripod.
All right.
Get rid of my tripod.
I'm just trying to switch things up, dude. They'll take your tripod. They can take my ND filter.
Okay. Segment 3, the creator and the strategy. Okay, you ready? What are some challenges that you face as a creator?
I would say the biggest challenge I face is consistency.
I feel like that's what I was gonna say as well. I think
For me?
No, for me. Like
Yes.
that's what I was gonna. Yeah, for you.
You can tell.
I think it's just the hardest thing if a lot of creators that are probably listening to this make content for brands.
Yes.
And so I think it gets really difficult when you're up with 2-3 deadlines, or you have an agency on the side and you work with brands in that way. So you're making stuff, you're pouring all this creative energy not into your own content. And then by the time you get home and you're like trying to put your energy into your own stuff, you're kind of depleted. And I feel like creativity is one of those things where when you're exhausted, like the last thing you want to do is sit down, like, let me write this script.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I'm really trying to work on, is just getting stuff up more often.
I also think for us, particularly because we have a podcast, we're trying to do 3 different things where maybe some people might only be doing 2, right? So it's like, as photographers or filmmakers, you have your client work, and then you're trying to stay consistent on social media. Then if you try adding a podcast on top of that,
It's a fun game.
it's a super fun game that I wouldn't trade for anything. But I would say consistency is the biggest challenge I face as a creator, and I agree with you. I think a lot of people also face a challenge with
Okay,
that.
now what are some of your techniques for growing and engaging with your audience?
Some techniques for growing and engaging with your audience.
I can tell you one.
Hit me.
Okay, a technique for just engaging with the community, I think this is super easy, is just to respond to comments and respond to DMs. I made a vow when I was in college that I would respond to the DMs because creators wouldn't respond to my DMs. And that's why I've been so prominent with just my responses, and people are like, oh, it's like surprising that you actually respond. And it's just because, 1, I care, and 2, like without the people that are watching my stuff or commenting on my stuff, I'd have like none of the opportunities. So it's really is so much from them, and they don't even realize that. But like you liking or commenting or sharing is helping your favorite creators actually do this for a living. And I feel like a lot of people forget that as they grow and get bigger, and they're like, oh, I'm like an artist. Yeah, you're an artist, but like you don't forget that like everyone that supports you is why you get to live this really cool life and do all these fun things.
I've had quite a few kids though message me saying, I'm trying to reach out to Brayden and get some advice,
He just doesn't respond.
but he doesn't respond. Can you help me out? And I said, yeah, I got you. You don't want advice from him anyways. Techniques for growing and engaging with your audience. I'll say this. I think if you can think about creating content, let's talk about specifically short form. If you can think about shares and saves as opposed to views and likes, going into creating content with those KPIs in mind, as opposed to just the vanity metrics of how many likes or views you're getting, because if you're creating content that's getting a lot of shares or saves, it means that specific content is resonating with the audience more so than just going viral for a trend and getting a lot of views.
Oh yeah, I think it's like I think the videos that do super well that I'm seeing, it's usually providing some sort of value, whether it's super inspirational, whether it's like this is a tip for making more money as a creator, super value driven piece of content. You're like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to make more money from this video. So then people watch it through. Or this is my travel hacks for if you go to Bali. You're like, I wanna see the travel hacks where I go to Bali. I think the techniques, or when I think about providing value to the group, the stuff usually just does better inherently.
Yeah.
Like if you just think about that when you're making something, it's like, who would find this valuable, or who would take this video and do something with it? Like, is this for someone who's uninspired, or is this for someone who likes to travel a lot, or is this a fashion tip? Is it savable and shareable, like you were saying? The stuff will automatically do better.
I would also say a big technique would be collaboration.
Ooh.
Because not only do you get to learn from other creators, but you equally get to like benefit from each other's audiences. And I think a great thing that's come from our podcast is being able to connect with like-minded individuals, but also like collaborate with a new creator basically on a weekly basis.
Are you with management or are you an independent creator? We are two independent creators.
Yeah, I actually had a meeting last week about potential management.
Tell me how it went.
Not great. They wanted me to sign a 2-year contract.
Red flag, huh?
Big red flag.
Yeah.
I would love management because I think it would be great to have somebody on your behalf doing outreach, bringing in more consistent brand deals and opportunities, but no one has come knocking except for that one.
Give
one
Kostas and Beef a call.
If you're a manager listening to this,
give us a call.
Yeah, we'll take some management.
We'll take some calls. We'll let you know. How do you work on building creator relationships? Ooh, I got this. I'm gonna start. Okay. When I was in college, I felt like I had no one in Eugene, Oregon, where we were going to school that was like in this space. And so what I started to do was I was DMing YouTubers that were around a similar size that I was at, which was like 150 subscribers.
Nice.
It's a lot.
Big time.
Huge.
Yeah.
DMing people that are like in the niche that I'm interested in, that are also doing the thing. And I was like, yo, really like your videos. I started commenting on them on YouTube. And then we started following each other on Instagram. And then we made like a little group chat. And it was like a little mini support group. And there was like 8 of us from all different parts of the world. And I think that like you kind of gotta be the friend. You gotta reach out. You gotta say, hey, you know, like I think it's so much easier to start with a group that's like of a similar skill level and of a like of it, right? Like it's so much easier because then your problems are going to be very similar. The things you're struggling with, it's like you can help each other kind of get over this hump when you're starting out, and I think that that's super helpful.
I like the tip of being the friend. I think a lot of times we're looking at it from almost playing the victim mentality of like, man, I have no friends in the creator space, or like I want to try to network with people, but like I'm not getting invited to certain events or whatever it may be. You got to go out and take initiative and reach out to the creators that you want to work with. I would also say, like, just a general networking tip is people don't want you to hit them up and ask them to get lunch or dinner or grab a cup of coffee.
Can I tell you something?
Can I just pick your brain?
I get hit up all the time for coffee. I hate coffee. Wow. I hate coffee. Okay, I drink yerba mate. It's like, dude, if you followed me for
Brayden,
3 days, you would know that I hate coffee.
I understand that.
I bag on coffee all the time. It's not, and I have no problem.
Brother,
I have no problem with you guys liking coffee. No. I have no problem with that. I get why you guys like it. It's more so like, let's take a little initiative and say, hey, would you like to grab a yerb? I'd say yes. Dude, I'd love that. I'll come pick you up.
I think you're underestimating that like cafes have other drinks.
I'm not.
You know?
I feel like
you could go get a get a matcha.
I feel like
I bet you they got tea.
I don't want
no cafe is only selling coffee.
I want this drink.
Dude, maybe you just go grab a yerb and say I'll meet you at the cafe and I'm bringing my own.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah. Wait, I had something else that I wanted to say.
Oh, dude, okay. I think another one for building creator relationships is when I was trying to work with bigger people who I was like, this person's clearly been at this game for longer than me.
Yeah.
Like saying, can I get a coffee with you doesn't work, okay? I've done that. I've done this before, okay? What does work is trying to provide value to them in some way. So it's, for example, if they're like on big sets and they have like okay BTS photos, it's like, hey, I would love to come make a BTS video for you on your next shoot. Like, here's an example of something that I've done. Or you just do it and then show them and say, hey, I'd love to do this for you. Is that something that you think would be interesting? And I feel like you'll have a lot more success with networking in that way, instead of like, people are super busy. They don't want to go get a coffee with you. And I think that was like an unfortunate thing to learn, because I was like, oh, why don't we want to get coffee? But it's just for you. Like, that's just for you. Whoever's
you're coming at it from a selfish
whoever's
place.
asking is like, that coffee date is just for you. You know?
I also think an underrated networking tip is just to get really good at what you do.
Ooh.
Because your work can speak for itself. And if you're really good at what you do, people are going to want to like surround themselves with you regardless of how many followers you're at or how well established you are.
I agree. That's a great tip. Just be astronomically good at the thing. Life will start looking up.
I would also say
put your 10,000 hours in.
I mean, kudos to you guys as well. Like the podcast space is such a great way to connect with creators. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're allowing us to come in and give us a platform to talk. And so like that's what we've also noticed with our podcast as well, is like there's not many people doing these types of things, and so you kind of find the white space, and everybody loves talking about themselves for an hour. So it's a great way. You're providing value to creators.
Do you have a healthy relationship with social media?
No, absolutely not. I told you on the way over here, I said, dude, I've been scrolling too much. I get into the comparison game way too much. Was it okay? Yeah.
No.
I was wondering if you were just going off the top, or if you're just trying to be my therapist. I don't think I have a healthy relationship with social media, but it's okay. I'm kind of embracing it.
I love that. I think that I don't have probably dude, it's so ironic. It's our job.
Yes.
It's like really ironic.
Yes.
I think it's just so easy to scroll.
Oh yeah.
God, it's so easy to scroll, dude. I think the balance though, I've noticed when I'm better off at it, it's when I'm posting more. The tricky part though is, dude, is it's like crack when a post starts doing well.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't know, obviously, but that's what it.
Been a while since you've gone viral.
Yeah. No. I was talking about the crack thing. Like it's like I wouldn't know what crack is like.
I'm
saying.
I see.
You see what I'm going with this? Okay.
I thought you were saying you wouldn't know what it's like for a video to do super well.
Dude, I've had a video do well before. Okay. I'm saying though, when you post something, it's like I feel like the relationship I've had with it has been a lot better when I post something and I just stay away from it for the day. And that's damn near impossible to do. To not like go back and check and say, who commented on this?
Yeah.
Who's liking this? Is it getting the shares it's getting?
Yes.
Because it's also weird in our space because this is so much easier said than done, but views, likes, comments, this is tied to how much money your livelihood, right?
And your self-worth.
It's weird though because like if you could say, oh, you don't have to care about it, but a lot of creators out there, you rely on it performing well for your livelihood.
Engagement equals more money.
100%. See, so this is such a tricky game because you're like, I'm trying to distance myself from it and I'm trying to not be tied up in it. But at the same time, if you put your business hat on and you're looking at it from that lens and saying like, damn, okay, this didn't do super well. And if this brand deal doesn't do super well, then they're probably not going to hit me up again next month. So it's just such a delicate balance of like trying to create stuff that's super important to you, and then also trying to create stuff that when you're working with these brands, and you're like, I want this to perform as well as it can for them, and it's for your livelihoods at stake. So it is such and I don't rely on brand money for like a lot of my income, right? So I'm not as tied to it as maybe a creator is that is 100% guaranteed off of brand deals, but that's where I feel like this game gets super tricky. Is you're trying to do super well and at the same time balance your sanity of not checking your phone every 3 minutes for how something's doing. I'd say I'm in a better place than I was, but it's still not a great place.
It's not even a worse place.
Really?
It just keeps getting worse. Remember when I had the idea of getting an iPad and only having the social media on the iPad?
How long did that last? Tell
About a week. But no, I think it's definitely...
Like deleting it off your... People do the thing where they delete the app and they have it on their laptop.
Yeah, that's what I was like trying to go for with the iPad. Lasted about a week. I'm still trying to work on it. I think...
It's a continuous game.
What I will say that has helped me
a
little bit is unfollowing certain people who you're just like really comparing yourself to, or it's just not benefiting you. You're like, this content is making me feel like SHIT, and
you're a great bleeper out.
Yeah. You're not so much, but it's okay. But I think if you can maybe stay a little bit more conscious as what videos you're consuming and liking, because the algorithm's gonna feed you more of that, and then also kind of like auditing the people that you're following and like thinking to yourself, is this person, do I enjoy consuming their content, or do I feel worse after consuming their content, and trying to unfollow the ones that you feel worse.
I agree with that. What is your process when receiving a brief and working with a brand?
So typically, or I'll give you one example.
Okay.
A brand will reach out to me and say, hey, we have a brand partnership with X company. It's either an agency or getting reached out to by the brand directly. And then they say, we want to promote X thing. This is the brief. And then typically what you'll do is you'll read the brief, and then you'll start thinking of ideas of how can I authentically integrate this into my lifestyle. Definitely using ChatGPT a lot to like come up with different ideas. You come up with some topics and you can use ChatGPT or AI to kind of expand on those.
Bounce some ideas.
Yep. And then the conversation with the brand starts of like, this is my original idea. Maybe they tweak it a little bit, a few back and forths, then you lock in the rate, and then you kind of start creating the content.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Do you have a different strategy or process?
I like to just sit and write, listen to music. I try to not get my original ideas from inspo pieces. Like I'll try to think of what I'm thinking of quickly, like off the top of my head, like what do I think of when with this brand or with this brief, and then cool, I have my ideas, and then I'll kind of do some research of what have they done in the past, what are as a creator doing or add in a different adjacent market, like is there anything I can pull from other places, and then try to like put that back into the videos. Then I usually just write, script it obviously, send it off to them, they approve it, and then shot list, shoot, edit, deliver.
A tip that I'll give creators, something that I've seen success with, is a lot of these agencies or brands will be like, can you give us a 1 to 2 sentence brief back of like your idea, what you're thinking for this campaign. If you can go into way more detail with that and say, I'm not just gonna give you 1 to 2 sentences, this is my idea, this is how I'm planning on shooting it, this is kind of what the shots are gonna look like. And going a lot more in depth, maybe even going as far as creating a script for yourself for a shot deck.
What about a little music, attaching some music from Artlist.io?
Yeah, Artlist.io is a great place to find some music. But I would say the more in depth you can be on the pre-production process for these brands, it shows that you're taking initiative and that you actually are going to create some awesome content for them. And everything starts with the pre-production process.
Absolutely.
So I'm reading a brief.
Oh, okay. You're reading a brief to me. Okay, I'm locked in.
This is a smart ring / wearable tech.
Okay.
So the objective is to raise awareness of a new smart ring, the ultimate wellness companion for everyday life. The focus is to showcase its sleek design and key features, including sleep tracking, cycle tracking, energy scores, and activity monitoring. The creative concepts examples: a day in the life vlog with my smart ring. You're gonna highlight wellness benefits from morning to night. The feature breakdown: demonstrate key functionalities with an engaging demo. And the aesthetic close-ups: showcase the ring's design and app interface. The deliverables for this campaign is 1 Instagram reel or 1 TikTok video, and a bonus: what is your rate for this campaign?
I'm doing a day in the life vlog,
Nice.
guaranteed. I feel like that's super easy to show off the brand and how it like works into my life. I think that's a big one that creators need to be thinking about, right? Is like, how does this device or this product, how does it normally fit into my life? And if you can't envision it and it doesn't go together, then you probably shouldn't take it. So this would work perfectly with me. I would probably go to the gym, go to our very nice gym that we like to frequent.
Yes.
I'd go to Monarch, I would wear the ring, I would show my sleep score, probably be 100%. Then I'd go,
Doubt it.
then I'd go out throughout the day, I'd show my steps, all my counting, see what the steps are at for the end of the day. And it'd probably be like a 35-second video. Watch time would be through the roof, probably be at 89% plus. And that is how I would show off. I think that's a super easy way to show off the ring, and then they could run some paid behind it if they want to get more eyeballs on it. My rate for this campaign, I would say $2,500 and a month of usage.
Okay.
Included with 20% added onto that. That's what I would do. Okay, yours, are you ready?
Yeah.
You're not ready. Noise canceling headphones. Position the headphones as the ultimate tool for focus and relaxation. Emphasize the premium sound quality, noise canceling ability, and sleek design. Creative concept examples, your workday essentials. Show how the headphones enhance focus, sound tests. Compare the noise cancellations in different environments. Relaxation routine. You could also show them to unwind. Listen to the Creators on Creators podcast or the 505 podcast, or white noise, okay? Deliverables, 1 IG reel or 1 TikTok video. What is your rate for this?
I'm gonna propose
Oh, you're gonna propose me something.
making the same video but posting it both on TikTok and Instagram, because I don't really give a.
Come on.
And then I can get more money.
Okay.
Right? So let's say I'm quoting them, $2,500
Okay.
for a single video with, sure, we can go 1 month usage.
Ooh.
But then I'll give it to you guys for between $3,500 and $4,000, and you're getting a little bit of a discount if you want me to post it on both Instagram and TikTok. So that way you can get a little bit more money, a little more bang for your buck without having to do more work. As far as the creative concept, I think it would be really fun to start in a super noisy area in public, okay? Maybe you have a desk and a laptop and you hear all the noises, and then you put the headphones on and it goes silent, and then you lock into work and maybe a little cool video edit. And that's kind of how I would show it off.
It'd be fun if you had like a paid baby actor that was crying.
No babies in this.
You know what I mean?
No,
on the side, just like a paid baby actor.
That's not what I would do for
like
mine.
a child on the side.
Nope.
That could be crying. It's okay. It's probably a better idea.
No.
Segment 4, money talks. What is your highest paid brand deal? Just the number. Just the number.
My highest paid brand deal, I believe, was $24,000.
Or this is for like a group of content.
Yes, it was a year-long partnership for 6 TikTok videos every other month, but I got paid every month, which was great. So it came out to about $2,000 a month.
The highest paid one that I've ever done was $25,000, and one more thousand than you. And it was over the course of 6 months, 10 videos. 10 videos. So I was doing like 2 a month, and it was honestly great. I think, do you feel like this way too? Like those long-term partnerships, by far the best. Like
absolutely.
By far the best.
Yes.
'Cause then you know how much money you're gonna be coming in. It's like almost it's a way for a creator to have consistent revenue in your business. You know like what's coming. Because I feel like, as we both know, waiting every month for an email is a brutal game to play.
I think the brands who understand the social media influencer space the best are doing long-term partnerships. The one-off partnerships, they can work, but the brands that get it are finding influencers that align with their brand and are saying, hey, be in a way an ambassador for us. We trust you. We know that you understand your audience better than we do. Just go do your thing over the course of 6 months to a year. Integrate our product or service into your content and do your thing. I think those are the best, most successful partnerships, because also brand deals can get a bad rap if you're doing them just one-offs. I think like if you really do partner with a brand and your audience sees that you actually do use the product and you're working with them consistently, it leads to more trust with the audience. And also, isn't there a crazy stat where it's like someone needs to see something 7 times before taking action on it?
Y'all should bring that up when you're pitching them.
Yes.
That should be a huge thing. Like I think you and me do this a lot. Like we really don't do a ton of one-off stuff.
No.
Like, I don't want to do one-off things. I don't think they work. I don't think there's any ROI for the brand at all. Like, I think consumers are also way smarter, right? Like, I think back in the day when, Kylie Jenner would post Kylie Kardashian, I'm a little dated here.
Nice.
When Kylie Jenner would post something,
Boomer.
it would just see a skyrocket for the brand, right? Like
the fit tee.
Whatever the thing was, like it was skyrocketing. Now consumers like, okay, do they actually use this? Like I feel like I do so much more research nowadays on a product. I'm not just like that person used it, I'm gonna buy it now. Like I'm looking up a lot of stuff. I'm seeing if it has reviews. I'm seeing other YouTube videos. It's not like I'm just instantly one-click buying. And I think why, like for example, our podcast, we don't do one-off partnerships with our podcast. It's just it's pointless. You're not going to see a return on it. There's no point in it. And like the minimum we'll do is 3 to 6 months. And if you're not willing to do that, we don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
And like our brands that have taken care of us and have been like that we've seen the most success with from people actually supporting them. One is Artlist.io, number one. Like not even trying to make this an ad. Like we used them before where they were sponsoring us, and like we've worked with them for so long. So there's such an affinity and a tie there. And so that's how you guys want the brand, like you want the brands that you guys work with to be like synonymous with you and like know that like they're not gonna do anything crazy, like neither are you, and this is gonna be like a match made in heaven. And it's even better obviously if you've used it before or you are an advocate for it, or like if it solves a problem in your workflow, it's so much easier to talk about.
100%.
What is the lowest deal you've taken and why did you take it? Man, I don't know about the lowest one I've ever taken.
I probably did like a couple $100 brand deal back in the day. And that was, I started getting into brand deals and brand partnerships like in college.
Yeah, you were early on the game.
And I was just like, yo, you're gonna pay me a couple $100 to post something on my Instagram? Hell yeah.
You were ahead of the curve.
I was. Yeah, man. Not gonna argue with you there. I'm just kind of like a pioneer in the space, you know? Just kidding.
I don't know what the lowest, I don't see, I have to have it be like a really good fit for me to want to do like a brand partnership. So I don't think I haven't really done one that's super, super low. And by low, I mean like a few $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you negotiate with brands? Ooh, I have a good one for you. This is a good one. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I had a brand hit me up. This was last week from a large platform that is an influencer platform.
Okay.
And they said, hey, would you want to do this deal? It was like $1,000 for one UGC video. I'm like, potentially. Let me see what
was it?
Just $1,000 for an iPhone UGC video. I was
Okay.
like, this will take like no time at all. Then I went to the usage rights, and the usage rights were in perpetuity on Amazon. I'm like, there's just no way. The brand was like selling something on Amazon. I'm like, there's just no way.
In perpetuity.
In perpetuity. I'm
Which
like,
means forever.
I'm gonna be 75. And my
Yeah.
little ad's gonna be running on this Amazon page. And I was like, yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think that creators that are especially just starting out forget that usage rights are super important.
Yes.
And they really try to take advantage of you a lot of the time. Like, you should be paid more if you're posting on your platform, or if you're just giving it to them. Like, I cheapen it up if you're just giving it to them, because I don't have to post it.
Yes.
And then depending on the size and the caliber of the brand, if the brand is a Fortune 500 brand that makes billions of dollars, they should be paying you a hell of a lot more than a brand that is just starting out that has 4 employees. I think people forget that.
Funny story. I actually told you about this last week. I got hit up for a brand deal for a big brand.
Huge.
And the quote, yeah, very big
Global.
brand. And it was a global campaign, and the rate was $1,500. And I
Insane.
was like, okay, not too bad, gonna negotiate a little bit higher. But then as I dug a little bit deeper, they wanted exclusivity for 3 months, and they wanted usage rights for a whole year. And I was like, no. So
It's not gonna work.
I kind of overshot, and I believe I quoted them like close to 50 grand.
Which it in reality should have been.
100%.
Can't use your little face.
Exactly. Haven't heard from them since. Followed up, but I haven't heard. But it's okay, and I feel better about throwing out kind of an astronomical number and not hearing back from them, because I just wouldn't feel right about, you hear $1,500, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, brands need to pay you to be able to use your content if they want to run paid usage behind it.
Brands are profiting so much off your guys' videos, and if you think about it, like, I think about the content that a brand puts out, whether you're in it or not, is like 50% of the freaking brand. It's like that is the brand. That's how you're thinking and feeling about the brand. The content is so important. So if you are aiding in their growth, you got to be compensated.
Another note on negotiating.
Oh, tell me.
Learn this the hard way.
Okay.
Whatever the first price a brand throws at you is not even close to what their final budget is. I negotiated a brand deal, I want to say 2 weeks ago. They threw out, they threw out $4,000, and I came back and said, this would actually cost 10. And then we agreed on 8. And I was like, great, I would probably have done it for 5 or maybe 6, but I just knew from being in this game for long enough that first price is not what the final price is going to be. So, tip for negotiating brand deals: whatever the first number they throw at you is not their final budget, and they understand that there might be a few back and forths of negotiating not only rate but also usage rights and deliverables.
I got a brand deal with this company, and they came to me for, it was like $1,000 for one video originally. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't do something for a brand of this caliber. I wouldn't do it for like less than $3 grand.
Okay.
And they were like, you're asking for like a lot more than anybody else is. And I was like, yeah, but I think my quality is like a lot higher, and I think it reflects like what your brand actually wants is this type of quality of content, not something that's like on the phone. And so they were like, okay, like let us go back to them. And they were like, we need usage in perpetuity. I was like, I just won't do it. Like, and they're like, well, they really want to work with you. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You guys can't have it forever. And if you do, you're going to pay an astronomical fee, just like you were saying. And I think they ended up closing $6K for 2 videos. And originally they came to me for $1,000 for 1 video. And I was like, if you want to, like, this is just what it's going to cost. And I wasn't budging on it. And they're like, we can do usage rights for 3 years. I'm like, no. I just held strong on it. And I was like, if I get the money, great. If I don't, doesn't matter. Like, you got to hold strong on these things because it's your brand too at the end of the day. Like if they did something crazy in 3 or 4 years, you are just as tied to that if your face has been ran a ton with it. What is the number one thing you ask brands before you collaborate? Their budget?
Yeah, absolutely their budget.
I think usage rights is like
how the content is going to be used.
Yeah, it's the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to go on broadcast nationally, you got to pay more money for it.
Totally.
You know, I think the usage rights is like the biggest one, and turnaround time, how quickly they need it, I think is a really important one.
Yeah.
Do you diversify your income as a creator, and if so, how?
Absolutely. All right, I'll run you through.
Tell me, how do you make money?
My income streams.
Your pillars.
Yeah, my pillars. Some I can talk about on this podcast, and some I can't.
Social security as well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'll talk about the ways.
Okay.
So we have brand deals.
Okay.
We have doing actual production, so photo, video work for brands and businesses here in LA. We also sell digital products, and we also coach creators. So I would say those are my 4 revenue streams.
Okay. I do brand deals as well.
Yeah.
I have a production company, so like we're making videos for brands. There's 2. Our podcast is like one whole thing. So like we sell digital products, we coach creatives, and I do some consulting as well for various brands. So I'd say like that lobs in there, but that's more on the production company side of things. I don't think there's anything I'm missing. Are we missing anything?
No, those are just the ones that we can talk about.
Segment number 5, the Creators on Creators Hotline. The C-on-C community is rang, and we are here to answer. Let's go.
What is the most brutal piece of feedback you've ever received on any of your work, and how did you process/deal with it?
I'm so not good at receiving feedback from clients, which is why I don't love to edit anymore. I really think this is like a brutal truth that editors need to hear, myself included, is they're not taking a jab at like your character, they're just trying to make the work better.
Yeah.
And this is like a really hard pill to swallow because I feel like you put everything into your work, so when someone critiques it, it's very hard for me to hear it because I'm like, you didn't think I thought I wanted to make it good. You thought I was trying to make it bad. So it's a tough thing to swallow. But anyways, I had worked with this brand like fresh out of college, and we got paid our first ever like job. It was 10 grand for 5 videos. And I was like, we're so rich. We're not gonna make any more money than this. Mom,
you don't have to work anymore.
Get the jet.
I got us.
We're rich. We didn't put revisions in the contract.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the first set of revisions, I'm not even kidding, was like a whole document page of revisions. And it was, I think we got to version like 30 on 3 or 4 of the videos. It was insane. And eventually I just had to email them. I was like, it was like 5 months later. I was like, we're never gonna finish these. This is insane. And we just gave them the files because it was so bad. It was a brutal process. Put revisions in your contracts. Do yourself a favor.
The most brutal feedback I've ever gotten was on a video I made for a client, and it was about the color grading. It was like a subtle jab of like, it's a great video, but I just don't think the color is it, basically. And I really took it personally because, first of all, the color looked great.
I feel like you're good at color.
I'm good at coloring.
I feel like it looked good.
The color looked great, and then I saw, they were like, can you just send us the video not color graded and we're gonna give it to a colorist? And then I saw what the video looked like after they colored it, and it was effing terrible. And I was like, y'all missed the mark on this. I'm gonna keep my video, make the director's treatment, my own version. But I just took it personal because color is one of those things, I think I'm a lot more dialed on the photo editing side than the video, but I still think I can make a video look good on the color grading side. And it was almost the way they said it. It was a little passive aggressive.
I don't
and then
like
they
the
were
passive
like,
aggressiveness.
yeah, it wasn't like, hey, can you maybe like, up the saturation a little bit, or like de-contrast it, or up the contrast. It was just, let us like give us the non-color graded version. We're gonna give it to a colorist. And then the video I thought ended up looking worse than mine. But I took it personal and I still remember it.
What's the hardest lesson you've learned about working with other creatives?
I would say maybe that you might not always have the same vision as somebody else. And so you might go into a project thinking it's gonna turn out one way, or that they're gonna be a certain way on set, or you might think you're aligned in one way or another, and when it comes down to it, you're actually not. But I think that just more so comes from working with somebody for the first time and just kind of working through certain things with them. But I would say in general, like I've had a really great experience working with other creatives. So I don't really have a great answer for that one. And I think I've been fortunate enough to like work with a lot of creatives and have really great experiences with them.
I second that.
Cool.
What's a piece of gear or software that's completely changed your workflow?
ChatGPT 4.0 for sure, for scripting, helping flesh out ideas, helping with copywriting, emails, how to respond. Like ChatGPT, I use it every day and it's incredible. So I would say that is absolutely the #1 tool that has like changed my workflow. As far as a piece of gear, I would say probably my Ronin, my gimbal, just because I love using it and I feel like it helps me up the quality of the types of videos that I make, so especially for like the client work that I do. So I think if there's like one specialty piece of gear that I use often, it would be a gimbal, which I don't even know if it's considered a specialty piece of gear at this point.
I feel like it is.
But I love using a gimbal.
I think my #1 piece of gear is just the Sony FX3. It's just my baby.
Yeah.
Works so well. Any environment, big, small, it can crush and it delivers every single time. That is for sure on the gear side. On the software side, man, I just love the Google Suite.
There you go.
Like Chat's honestly a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
Chat's a good buddy.
Yeah.
We use Chat a lot.
Yeah.
But I think just like the Google Suite as a whole, like having everything in the Google Suite is so nice for me. Like I got Drive, Gmail, Excel, like it's all right there. And I really enjoy having like the G Suite. It's just a hole in my business.
Google Cal.
Google Cal, underrated.
So
undefeated.
Underrated. My life was in shambles for so long, and it still is, but it's slightly, depending on the week, if I time block a little bit and use the calendar properly, I feel like I have my life a little bit more together.
I feel that.
Yeah.
What's a piece of art that's changed how you create?
Ooh, that's good.
I'll throw it back and just say the Make It Count video by Casey Neistat. I vividly remember sitting down and watching it. I must have been in high school or early college and watching that video and just being like, I don't know really what this is, but I want to do that. I want to travel and make videos. And that kind of really sparked me getting into photography and film and the whole social media space and content creation. And so that definitely, I think, inspired a big part of what I do today. But as of more recently, I don't know if this is really part of the question, but somebody that I've been super inspired by, and I know Brayden has been as well, as Gox. I think the videos that he's making, I'm just like, oh, there's levels to this, and he's just so good.
I agree with that. I think just like YouTube as a whole, like my job wouldn't exist, or my thoughts around this
Just such a general
career.
answer.
No, listen, I'm gonna go into it.
So general.
You have guys like Casey. You have so many interesting creators that I was exposed to just by being like an avid YouTube
Yes.
watcher. Like I feel like in college I didn't really watch TV, Netflix, like not really like that. It was always just YouTube. And so through watching YouTube, I feel like every life skill I know damn near is from YouTube. Like you can find out anything on YouTube. And like our career, I owe it all to watching YouTubers and like having people teach me how to do transitions or use a camera, and like all these incredible souls that I'll never meet and don't even remember their videos, but like they're a huge reason why I'm doing the career these days. Yeah.
How has your creative process evolved over the years, and what's one thing you would do differently now that you wish you had done earlier?
I think A couple of things I wish I did earlier was just pre-production. I used to just show up to set and to shoot and just, all right guys, let's wing it. Let's figure it out on the fly and figure it out in the edit. So I would say adding a lot more pre-production into my workflow has helped a lot, as well as finding inspiration and pulling images and visual references as inspiration. I used to just, for whatever reason, didn't think to do that, and you'd be surprised at the types of shots you can get and how much better your video can be if you have visual references to go off of. You don't have to copy them exactly, but just I've also realized through that is that I'm a very visual person. If you go out to dinner with me, I'm pulling out Yelp and seeing what the food looks like, because I can't just read, the item menu.
Well, you can't read.
Or the menu items.
So that's like a part of the thing.
Yeah, I need photos. So you said you weren't going to say that. But yeah, I would say having visual references and doing pre-production has absolutely changed my workflow and helped me out a lot, because I used to not be super dialed. It was very show up and we'll figure it out in the edit.
I think in college we went on this one trip it was called the Painted Hills. It was in Oregon. It's like this very pretty like red rock situation, and there was like 5 of us that went, that like packed in my tiny car, and I wish we just did more trips like that. Like every weekend I would go back, and I think we should have done just way more of those, because I feel like every time we got like 5 of us, 4 of us, 3 of us together, and we're all making stuff and just like having fun. It was so playful, and we just learned so much. It was like exponential growth. Every time we get home, we'd stay up till 3, 4 in the morning editing together, like the 4 of us, and it was just like, that was a very fun time when we weren't getting paid for it. It was all just for fun, and nothing really else mattered in the world, I feel like, at those times.
What's your favorite part of the process? Pre-production, production, or post-production?
My favorite part of the process is for sure, without a doubt, production. Yeah, I like being on set. I like solving problems, like being with the team. I don't love making the decks at all. That's my business partner, Sharif. He really is an amazing, incredible deck maker. And I don't really like editing at all, unless it's my own personal project. Then I really enjoy it. I just don't. I feel like editing, I'm like a selfish editor. I don't want to work. I don't want anyone to tell me what they think. I'm just like, I'm gonna do it, and that's how I'm gonna do it. And yeah, so I don't like doing branded like edits anymore. I used to do them, and it was like a way that I'd make money, and I'm like, man, I just like hate this process so much. And it's like, I think that there's so many other better editors out there too. So I'm like, yeah, I just really like being on set. It's so fun, so collaborative, feels very exciting. You're all trying to like work together to make something cool.
I agree. I think the production side of stuff, having my hands on a camera, and like there's no better feeling than getting a shot that you're like, what a shot. Like getting the shot.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it is such a high. And I also, this is kind of niche, I love pulling selects where you don't have to listen to the track. You're just picking visual selects, and you have sick music going on in the background. You're catching a vibe.
Yes.
Thanks for calling the C on C hotline. We appreciate your questions.
What is your final message to content creators or anyone looking to become a content creator? What would you say?
I want to think about this because
Okay.
I need to give a good answer.
Okay, my final message to content creators would be to play the long game and to realize that you are in a game of just you versus you. Try your absolute best, way easier said than done, to not look at what other people are doing in your space and get in this comparison game of like, I'm supposed to be here by this time, or I've been doing it for this many years, I should be further ahead. I think try to do it because you love to do it, and just try to keep beating every video that you put out. Like just try to make it a little tiny % better, and in the year, you're gonna look back and you will be 90 times better. There's math probably on that. I'm not good at math, but you're gonna be a hell of a lot further than when you started than where you're at right now if you just try to be at one little baby % better every time you put out a video. And remember, like your community is everything, so surround yourself with good people who are positive, who wanna see you win, and I think that you will all accomplish whatever you wanna do if you put your mind to it.
I love that.
Appreciate that, thank you.
I would say, I would echo everything you're saying. I would also say to any creator wanting to become any aspiring content creator wanting to become a full-time content creator or just get into the game, yes, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Easier said than done. But any creator that you love started where you are right now. And it's easy to see where they're at and think that either it happened overnight or that they didn't have to work extremely hard to get to where they're at, or that they weren't once a beginner because they're super good and dialed right now. But understand that that has been years in the making of them getting to where they're at this current moment. So understand that everybody starts somewhere, and the most important thing is just to start. And that's what I would say.
Do you have any exciting projects coming up? Well, we are going on a trip to New York City. We're about to interview at least 6 awesome creators.
Yeah.
So we're super excited.
I'm also currently creating an agency myself. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a social first video content creation agency. Basically, I want to market myself as somebody who works with a team and more like luxury and premium brands, and I'm really excited about that. And so that's kind of what I've been working on as of recently. And then we'll also be doing in the next few months, we'll be doing another round of our Dream Client Accelerator cohort, which should be super, super fun.
Where we teach creators.
We do teach creators
how to monetize their skills.
Yes.
So fun. Okay.
Where can people find you online?
The 505 podcast. You'll see our faces together. I'm B Figgy on all social channels.
I'm Kostas G95 on Instagram and Kostas Garcia on TikTok. And that's pretty much it.
I think that's it. Thank you to the Creators on Creators podcast for having us. I'm B Figgy, this is Kostas G to my right. Make sure to leave us a review. That is huge for them to help them grow their show. Drop us a comment, leave us a like, and we'll see you guys all on the next episode. Peace.